Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to Unabridged here on the Primus server. Before we get going with our project today, I wanted to show you guys what I have come up with the storage system so far. Because it's been taking me a long time, guys. I'm having a blast doing it, but it's just too much to show on camera to set this up. I'm not gonna exaggerate, it's been probably 6 hours altogether to set up this and also the downstairs. A lot of moving back and forth and changing things up, and you guys see here, for example, I have 24 polymorphic item sinks that I had first and then changed my mind. But let me explain to you, and this is not, it's far from finished, okay? A lot of things need to be covered up. I do want to see some of the piping, but like over here, I want to dress this up nicely. There's a few ideas I have, but I don't want to start dressing it up until it's actually finished to me, okay? So right here is pretty much the nerf center. Let me show you back here first real quick. I put the power junction here with a tesseract and the soldering station because I've only needed it twice so far, so that's no problem. And I'm gonna leave it here for now. I might move it later on or something. And then the rest is over here. This is the one that is hooked up to our remote order logistics. So when I order something here, it goes into this ender chest, which is tied to this pouch, so I have access to it anywhere. And this is our main input system. So if I, put something into our system, you saw it go over here, and it's gonna show up here in a second. I also changed a lot of these basic logistics pipe to golden ones. The pipes themselves are not expensive. That's not the problem. But, can I see you in here? Wait, there. Where did I put the... Did I not put the speed upgrades back? Let me check here. Speed? Yeah, I did. Where did I put them? Must have put them here? No? Where did I put you? I could have sworn I put some speed upgrades here somewhere. Wait. Am I going crazy? Let's just search for upgrade. No. Did I put it in this? No. Where did I put them? Let me get this other device here, the logistics pipe controller. I made that today when I was trying. Okay, so they're in here. Never mind. You can only see them when you actually use this on a pipe. Otherwise, you get them back when you break it. So you can add these item speed upgrades. I forgot how many you can add. A few of them at least. And that speeds up items when they come out. So I figured, above the pipe where the input comes, it's good to have it so it gets a speed boost. And these pipes are quite fast, but on longer stretches, I think the golden ones are just going to be holding the speed better than just these guys. And it's going to save me adding a lot of these speed upgrades. Don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I think it looks pretty good having that, steampunk feeling to me. It really does. I love seeing all the items going. So, all of these have an item sync module and a provider. And the item sync is always set to what's in that compacting drawer or barrels. Okay, so they're all the same. These over here are different. I first played with the polymorphic item sync and chests, and that was just turning to be way overkill, okay? So I made a bunch more of the modular storage. Most of them only have the 100, the tier 1 storage module in here. So, and you see, these are all empty. And over here, I think this one has just one item, but I still have tons of room this way, okay? And the way I set them up is simply put an item sync module and a provider module. And I don't think I even necessarily need the item sync module. I could actually make this basic pipe, but then I couldn't put the provider module in. So I just have those in there. And you guys see here, they're set default route yes. And it's been a long time since I used logistics pipes. So, but how I believe I understand it is that if there's any pipes with an inventory that are specifically set up to have an item. There's no default route. The logistics pipe system will always route items to one of those first. And if there's no declared inventory, it will then fill it up to all the ones that are default route, yes. So my logistics pipe system will always look here and then also down in the basement, I'll show you in a second, for if something is declared, and it's been working so far, so I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And if it can't find it, it's simply gonna fill these up over here, all the way. And the requesting works just as fine. So I think this is a really good way of setting this up, because, you know, I don't care what's in here. And it will always fill it up, the first empty slots. That's why these are all full. 100, 100, 100. And now it's going to fill this one up. And I'm pretty sure I took a bunch of stuff out today, crafting and so on. And that's why it's missing. It could, of course, get a little bit fragmented, I think. That, let's say I have a stack of oak wood here. And I take out half a stack and use it. And then later on, I have an empty slot here. And now I send in another 64 oak wood logs. It will probably put it in here first. So I would have one stack here, half a stack there, and so on. But it is something that we can definitely fix. And the easiest way I found, let me just show you guys real quick. There's a couple things in here, okay? So I'm going to take this storage module out. And I need to make another one of these here eventually and put it where it belongs. And let's just take this ender chest out here a second. I put this guy there, which doesn't do anything. Take out the storage module, put the thing in with something, and you see it's sucking them all out. And then it's probably gonna fill up this one right here. Let's see, 251. Yep, like I said, it's the first empty one in this, because these three are full. So that is a way I could pretty much defragment the system if needed, but I'm not gonna worry about until, you know, I'm out of room, and then I can also upgrade all these cards to tier 3. I have an incredible amount. Where did I put this? Right here. I have an incredible amount of storage, and I like it. It's really cool. It's quite fast to request items, so that's not bad. So now my biggest issue with this was with the mob drops, and I came up with this monstrosity. I had a lot of help of Scythe, and Landstrider came over to take a look because there was something I couldn't figure out. And I'll talk you guys through it here real quick. I had a lot of fun setting it up, and I like it. So, first of all, I changed all this again. We had the Tesseract with the chest, and then going in a Tesseract, and so on. But I wanted to limit the amount of Tesseracts I use, right? If I had more room in here to get the fluid to the auto spawner, I would also just used fluid transport pipes coming out here and going over directly. But in case I want to use it somewhere else, I figured, you know what, let's just pump it in here into the Tesseract for now and keep using it. It works fine. But all the items come down in golden transport pipes. I have iron transport pipes. Just make sure you wrench them. Let me show here. You guys see the 3 solid ones, meaning items can only go this way. So if you have it like this, items can only go this way, items can only go this way, and this way. And of course I want everything pointing over there. Yeah? Hope that makes sense. And I did the same for these guys. The items come out here. There's another iron transport pipe, and it goes underneath here, and they join up somewhere. Oh, look at that. Right there. And they come over here. Alright, so then the items come up here. And now let me just explain to you what I wanted to do is I wanted all mob drops to stay down here in the barrels. And then I wanted to void all the gobbledygook, like bows, armor, shovels, and that kind of stuff. And on top of that, I wanted to have access from upstairs. So let me show you as an example, okay? I find ender pearls somewhere. And I just put them in my input. I also wanted them to come down here. But I wanted... That's kind of the reason why I needed this to be 2 separate systems. You see? There they come. And they're going to come back into this barrel. Because in the back, I have all these chassis again with the item sinks set to ender pearls plus the provider module. Alright? So now, all the mob drops come, and I'm going to turn it on in a second, come up here. And I use the clay insertion pipes. Those are insertion pipes, and it works really nice. And it puts all the drops into the barrels if there's room, and then goes back up and go through all these barrels. And if it can't find it, it goes into this chest. All right? Now, everything up to here, I want to void. I don't want to keep any of the gobbledygook. I want to keep the sticks and all that stuff, but I also want to keep these, right? So my problem was I can't just say send these into my regular logistics system and void the rest, because then it would void these kind of things. I got them last night. I haven't used them yet, but they look really cool. And on top of that, if I spawn something in here like sheep, okay, because I need a few stacks of wool or something, well, I want the wool to be sitting here when it's done. And so I can take it out and put it into my system. I hope this makes sense. So I tried to stay with only logistics pipes and buildcraft pipes, but I couldn't. Well, I could, sorry, I can. But the way I would have to do it is, there is the fuzzy card here, okay? This guy right here, the fuzzy upgrade. And it says it can be applied to crafting and basic pipes. That is true. And crafting and item sync modules. That is false. Scythe actually chatted with Zorro, that's the logistics pipe mod creator, and said that is a block coming soon, trademark, where you can apply these upgrades to modules. For example, you know, I don't have an item sync anymore, I used them all, to make them fuzzy. So, you know, that way I could have put an item sync in a basic pipe pointing into a trash can and say just fuzzy all bows, right? It doesn't work. I tried everything. Scythe tried a bunch of things in the test world. At the moment, it's not possible. So I came up with this idea here, okay? Where I have filing cabinets with bows, for example. And because a filing cabinet doesn't care about meta or NBT data, if I toss this here, boom, it goes into the filing cabinet, right? And then the rest would go through here. That would be the wool, or like in this example, the stick. And that would have been then just going to my regular sorting system upstairs, all right? And then I made a gate. This is an iron end gate that I made at Arctic. So it can pulse and suck out. And it does work, okay, with the energy pulsar. But the only setting that makes sense here is inventory full. When this is full, suck it out. Because check out what happens if I set this to inventory empty. Well, it's gonna suck out both bows. So now I don't have any more bows. This clay transport pipe will put in whatever it wants. And this right here would be a trash can. So I cannot figure out how to make it to only keep one item in here. Vanilla comparators do not work with them. I could not get a signal out of them. I was trying that and so on, and I'm like, all right, now this is getting overkill. Let's try to figure something else out. I'm actually gonna take all this down here later. I don't need this anymore. I hope that makes sense. I tried it in a different way, but I just can't. So now what I decided to do is, I have an Ender IO item conduits here, okay? And made a slice and splice and made a couple of these advanced item filters. And these, and I have not tested this yet, I wanted to do this on camera. I set to bows, iron swords, and shovels. And then here I say ignore metadata and ignore NBT data. This right here is new. I don't remember seeing this before. It must be from the newer version. Just like this function upgrade. I have never seen this spot either. By default, it's fuzzy mode disabled. And while the fuzzy match any damage, I thought is the ignore metadata. I thought the metadata, that's the thing behind the colon right there. If you look at this bow, you see colon 262. I thought that is the damage value. And the punch one and XP boost one is the NBT data. So I just set it now to ignore meta, ignore NBT, and fuzzy match for any damage. So I'm pretty sure it should accept all bows, swords, and shovels. And then here I did all the gold armor, all the leather armor, and here all the chain armor. I haven't gotten any iron from these mob farms, so I don't think we're getting any. And last but not least, over here, I set up another one to put all this stuff here. Because I want that to go upstairs into my regular sorting system. I want to keep this stuff. We don't have any farms yet, nothing, so I'll take all this stuff for free. No, and especially this here, it's nice, right? So now the last thing we need to do here is, and I'm sorry, I did not prepare that. I don't know why I didn't. Let me go ahead and make that real quick. And I don't think it needs to be very fast, so let's just see if I can make one real quick. That should be an extract. The regular extractor one. Okay. Let's go with this. Done. And I'm gonna need to get one. I keep in all my chipset here because I need to make so many more now. So I know which ones to make. And hopefully we have another one of these. Yes, it requested it all. So we can make one of these extractor modules. Come on. Here we go. Craft it. And then I need one logistics chassis MK2, and MK1 would be enough, but hey, we have those. So now I should be able to put this just here, but I need to get my plugs and put one right there. So that's disconnected. And top and bottom doesn't matter. That's smart enough. It's the logistics system. So now we can put the extractor MK1 in here, and that now will extract anything I send to this chest and put it upstairs. So I think we'll give this a try. Hopefully I don't void everything that I want to keep. So let's do that and check here. It's probably gonna take a while until it gets through all this gobbledygook here. Oh, it's actually quite fast because they're all single items, so it should get there any second. Let's see, there's the sticks. And, yep, it's pulling it out. And it's sending it upstairs. It's slow, but it doesn't matter because the mob farm doesn't produce that much, you know what I mean? So I don't really care, and it's only one item at a time. I think it's really cool. And over here, you know, I went into the wall, and then let me show you guys where it goes. It comes up here. Again, I want to keep this look. We have farms over there. We're going to tie in here, and it goes upstairs into a room that you guys haven't seen. And there's a few hidden rooms like that, which I really thought were awesome in the design, like this one here. Okay, let me turn on night vision. So this is where the items come up. There we go. There's one, what is this here? Stick. And then that goes over here into the main area. So I like having these little rooms because for this kind of things. It's just cool. So let's watch here. And it goes, and you guys see the items going over here into the storage system. I love it. I'm having so much fun setting this up. Okay, and now over here I did another thing is because I wanted a bunch of quarried stone, so I made a chassis with active supplier. That means, you know, just keep bringing quarried stone or whatever you put in here, and it puts it into the furnace. That's why it's full. And on the bottom I just have another extractor module. So if I want to make more quarried stone, let's see how much we have. 17, but we have 30 more. So let's just, I kind of like it this way because it's not gonna use all my quarried stone, because I still need it for walls like this. I can't use everything smelted. And now you see, until this is out, it's going to make 4 stacks. It is perfect. All right, guys. So I think it was a lot of fun for me setting this. No, I know it was a lot of fun for me setting this up. And now, because everything is set up, we can turn on our mob farm and keep getting stuff. And I also want to, let's see here. Blaze rods, what can we use? I don't really need anything. Let's get a few more blaze rods. I think that's good. We can use more of those. Put that in here and load it. Sometimes you just... Oh, that's the unload. Go in there and... Nope, it is on. It is set to on. The grinder is on. So now this is going to grind the stuff for us, and we get more blaze rods. So, of course, I got to make this overflow proof here eventually. Here, yeah, only these 2 items. That's all I wanted to keep. That is exactly what I wanted. So I'm really happy it turned out this way. Of course, all this is going to be covered up with facades. I want to, I don't know, make this look industrial, this part. But I don't want to just leave it like this. I don't think it's very pretty. And all these barrels here are gonna get void upgrades. So if I'm ever full of rotten flesh or bones or arrows, it can just keep voiding them. Because if I don't do that, then all that stuff will get up there, eventually clog up this chest, and then my system will overflow. And then I have item spillage and so on that I don't want. I switched this over for a while now to zombie pigmen because I just have a huge gold shortage. And I cannot keep up. I have everything else quite plentiful, but gold is the one thing that I'm always short on in this pack. I don't know why. So I added that over here to this guy, the gold nugget and the gold ingot, and over here I added the gold sword to be destroyed. And I also switched this one here to an MK2. It extracts a lot faster. I made a boo-boo earlier because I added an wooden transport pipe coming out of this chest. So let's say, you know, I ever set up a wool farm or something like this and I get a bunch of this stuff. I don't want to take it out by hand. I can simply flip this lever and there's an Arctic iron gate up here. I don't need the ant gate part. I could just make the Arctic, but I had this one laying around. And I had this one here as an iron transport pipe. I figured, you know, so stuff doesn't go this way. But I forgot that all intersections need to be basic logistics pipes. And that's why none of this stuff here, I requested ender pearls and they never came. And I'm like, what's going on, right? So anyway, but this is fixed. And I got 2 more things I want to do today in order to help me with this move. Overall, because the next thing is I want to do between episodes is I'm going to bring all the machines over and set up the little workshop upstairs. So, I want to set up a little laser array here. A little bigger than we had before, so I prepared this here. These kind of look funky because they're carpenter blocks, but I didn't want to have them square. You'll see in a second. It looks better this way. It's a little stretched, but it's okay with me. I made a redstone energy cell. We're going to need this one, and this one is set to only with high redstone signal, so it will not give out any power until it gets a redstone signal. And I actually set this up last night. It's the next morning now because last night we had some serious TPS issues. Non-Sanity, our admin, is gonna get together with Bolt, I believe, and they're gonna try to figure out what causes these brutal entity issues that we're having. I think we got it narrowed down to being mobs, so entities, and you know, not entities like picture frames or I think Ender IO conduits are entities. These might even count as entities. I'm not sure if they do or not. But yeah, and they're gonna try to figure this out and hopefully they can get a solution for that. But so it's the next morning and we're setting this up now. And I wanna have lots of lasers. This might just be the beginning. I might add another entire layer up top and stuff. But I wanted to see first how good 24 lasers are gonna be. And so that's what it looks like. And I think with the fans like this, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's in the basement. I was looking upstairs for an area to put this. But it has a huge footprint, okay? This entire area. That's very big to just have upstairs in the house. And this corner back here is kind of perfect for it. So, now what I want to do here is there's going to be more tables later on. For example, I think there's a charging station and a... what is it called? Let's see here. BC... Silicon... We got this one. The charging table, the programming table, and the stamping table. I don't know if we're going to need all of them. I think the programming and the charging definitely, because I want to get into robots. But, you know, we'll figure that out when we get to it. And then in the middle, of course, I'm still going to have the chest. And I might add this eventually to feed automatically into our storage system. But we'll see. Right now, it works fine here. You know, always make a few stacks at a time. But the problem is these lasers constantly draw power. Well, and with 24, that's quite a drain. And as far as I know, lasers also, when they draw power constantly, are causing tick on the server. I played on public servers where they had a limitation of like no more than 6 lasers per base and yada yada. Which, it makes sense. You've got 30-40 players and everybody makes huge arrays and that causes issues. You just have to limit it. But I believe that if they don't have power, they don't cause tick issues. And we're gonna automate this. In order to do that though, I need to break this guy here one more time and this guy, because I have to... Can I get in there? Thank you. You see here? There we go. And I made 3 basic gates. That's all you need. And I wanted to put one behind here. You see it right there? I put it against the cobblestone structure pipe. I chose those because they know, hey, I'm not transporting any items. And 2 more basic gates against each of these machines. And then you just run redstone. What is this called? Oh, I think I can right click it. Red pipe wire along it. And now I can close this up again. And we're not making enough power to run these 24 nicely. But because we have that redstone energy cell, it should be able to make a bunch of these chipset at once before we run out of power. So what do we do here? This one over here, this gate is the easiest one. We are checking if we have a red pipe signal on, and if so, by the way, these are new. I've never seen this off and on. I don't know what these mean. No idea. But we are looking for just a redstone signal. So if there is a pipe wire signal, come and turn on the redstone signal, and that enables the redstone energy cell to give power to these lasers. And there's a really cool thing here on these. I'm right clicking once to get to has work. Okay, that's the last one, so if you right click you get to it. So I'm checking if this guy has any work. There's other settings, for example, work done, redstone signals, and then has items in inventory and so on. But what we want is has work. All right, and if it has work, turn on the red pipe signal. And the same one on this. I think it's just 2 right clicks. You get has work and redstone signal, and then another one red pipe signal. So why don't we test this real quick? Let's make 1 chipset. Give me... just give me 1. I just want to test this real quick. And a redstone also 1. And there's the iron. Hello? Okay, I just needed to open the bag again. So now check it out. As soon as I put these items in here, well, it actually... You see, I put the items in and it's still not firing up because I haven't told it what to make yet. So as soon as I click this, see, redstone comes on. Now we're getting power on these guys. They filled up instantly and it's doing it. And of course, it's very fast. And I actually want to see now when it's done. All right, it goes in here. And now these lasers here. Wait, did they change it? That they don't drain power anymore because they just keep showing 10,000 RF. And this guy, of course, is full because... Or maybe there's stuff in the conduits and until that is drained. Can we see the conduit? Oh boy. Now they're full also. Maybe this is not even needed anymore, guys. Should probably check the wiki or something. But I don't remember them not drawing power. So, we got our little system down here, and you guys saw it is quite, it is quite fast. And the integration table, by the way, is how you make the autarkic gates. You make these pulsating chipsets, and then you make any gate. For example, the basic gate, and put it in here. And then, actually... Yeah, integration table, there we go. You see a pulsating chipset and it makes any gate. It gives it the installed expansion autarkic. I can never pronounce that. Which makes it so, you know, you can give it a redstone signal and it's like a redstone engine, so you can pump items with it. Alright guys, and the other project I want to do today is upstairs. And that is, I do like the... it's down here. I do like the RF tool matter transmitters and receivers, okay? But I want to stop using them, besides if I maybe go really interdimensional travel and stuff, okay? They're not bad, but, you know, they flood everybody's styling devices and so on. And I want to start switching to enhanced portals. So the other day, Monkey and me were doing something, and I needed to go to spawn and then fly to him and so on. Sorry about that. Let me turn off Skype real quick. I forgot about that. And I'm like, we should really start using these enhanced portals, because then we can just dial to each other's spaces and we're there and so on. So that's what we're gonna set up right here. And I figured, what did I say I'm gonna? I forgot now. Are you kidding me? I did not prepare an area for it. Where am I gonna put this? Because this multi-block that we're about to build, you don't want to move ever. I'm gonna say I'm never gonna go down any further. And this is a 3. So why don't we put it right here? Oh, block lag. Look at this. Why you do this to me? All right, let me dig a hole here real quick, guys. All right, so the first thing you need to know about these bridge stabilizers is that as long as you don't move them, the cards that you tie to it, these cards right here, the location cards, you don't need to remake them, okay? So as long as I keep extending up or down, you just need to form it again every time, and then it keeps working. There's probably one block that it ties it to, and as long as you don't move that one, I don't know which block it is, it works just fine. So, for example, if I want to add more layers, I'm gonna go down. So it's always flush with the top, but that's no problem. Now, this is the minimum size you need. I also made this wrench here and the glasses, by the way, and we're gonna put up the glasses for the rest of the episode, because that will let you see all these portal blocks much easier when you wear them. And this wrench here, you go down here and you form it, okay? Now you see it's a dimensional bridge stabilizer. And what this allows you to do is have, and this is the minimum size, 2 by 3 by 2, is to have one connection open at a time. So I could dial from here to somewhere else and leave it open all the time, but then I cannot have another connection, for example, from another portal from here to another portal. But the more layers you have, the more portals you can, and the more connections you can add. So I think, for example, one more layer will allow us to have 2 connections at a time. You see, I added it, right-clicked it, it reformed it. Now it can store 45,000 RF. And we're just gonna make this a 4 high for now, because that's just gives us a little extra room. Formed it, and now it's 4 levels high. All right. Oops. Oh, that was somehow in the block. Okay. And then, of course, we got to give this puppy power. And I'm just going to use a Tesseract for now. Later on, we are going to power this with our power that we're generating here in the area. The same with this and the upstairs machines and so on. We are going to power this all, not with wind eventually, okay? Once we set up our first actual power generation here. Okay, now you guys see our active portals. None. Instability. I don't know what that is for. But what you do here is simply take your location cards and you gotta drop them in here one time, and now it shows you location set. And that is the beauty about these portals, because this is the only one you need for all your portals. Okay, so let's set up the first one here. I made enough for 6 different portals just to always have some on me. And this for now is my portal that's going in and out, because this is where I come most of the time. We are going to build something really cool to make the actual portal for people to come visit us. But that's going to have to wait a little bit. We have lots to do. So what I always do is I use 1 portal controller, 2 redstone interfaces, 1 dialing device, and the rest is regular blocks, these portal frames. So, for example, let's put the redstone interfaces down here. And then a regular block controller here. And how do I want to dial? Actually, no. Let's put... Can I have this, please? Give it to me. Give me my block. It just happens sometimes. There's nothing we can do, right? I think I want to have the dialing device right there, and we'll put the controller right... Let's put the controller up here. I don't want to have it near the redstone interfaces. Well, let's put it right there. That's good enough. And we'll put the frames like this. Okay, so now in order to form this, you right click it on the controller with one of these location cards. Let me just take one to make sure, like that. And now you see portal initialized, and now it is tied to this. Now check it out. If you take off the glasses, you don't see anything but the dialing device, okay? That's the only block you will always see, because people gotta know, you know, where I gotta click to dial this. But we'll leave these glasses on for a moment. And now we also need to right click the portal controller actually once, and we need to give this one a unique identifier. And I am just gonna have a combination of 3 in the front. Let's see here real quick. What are we gonna use? I think Golden Apple, Magma Cream, Eye of Ender. So all my addresses are gonna start with these 3, right? And because I like cake, cake shows that this is our home, this one right here. All right, and then you save it, and now I'm actually gonna set this to public. If you leave it on private, nobody can dial to me here. That's kind of against the point to me, right? And the only way people can dial here is if they know the address. Otherwise, you gotta, you know, they gotta guess it. It doesn't show up in some magical list here when you click. And these are the dialing devices. All right, so we got this one set, and now let's head over to the next one that we're gonna set up right now. And that is this one right here. So I'm gonna need again 1 and 2, and we'll set up the rest in just a second. Don't worry about the redstone and so on. And I'm gonna do this the same way. I'm gonna have to come from behind here, shift right click so you don't actually make that the back of this carpenter's block. All right, and down here we're gonna have a regular one. I set the controller up here. I'm trying to build them the same way. And here I am gonna keep the dialing device 1 lower. It makes sense to reach it there. And then we'll close this off like that. Okay. And now again, take 1 location card, right click the controller. It is initialized. And okay. You must set a unique identifier. Of course I do, yes. So again, here, bam, bam, bam. And this one is my spawn house. So because it's the first time we spawn in, we got an achievement, and that's why we're taking the bottle rocket. So the bottle rocket is our spawn address. And again, set this to public. All right, so now we can test this out. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 and cake and save. And I'm gonna set this to yeah. I don't even know what we actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. T, that's me. And I don't even know what we should call our new base. I'm just gonna call it new base. I guess that's as good as it is, right? And now you click it, it is dialed, and we go, oh, because of this stupid carpenter's wedge, I gotta jump in, and there we go, and we are here. Now the problem is, this is still active. It's not a problem right now because I only have 1 connection, right? So I might even just leave it like this, and the portal gun I don't need anymore. I can just jump through this one back and forth, right? But of course I do want to have this somewhat automated. So let me go ahead and terminate this real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys how we do that. Come on, give me. All right, so with the wrench, right click this one, and it doesn't matter which one you set first. Okay, input. Input means I am getting a redstone signal, and I want to remove the portal on signal. So when this block gets a signal, it removes the portal, whatever is in it. And here we're gonna set an output, and we're gonna switch this to player touches portal. So as soon as a player touches the portal, it will terminate again, and it gives you enough time to get through. So now we're gonna have to set up the same way on the other side. Bottle rocket, save, Thorgal, spawn. Bam, done. All right, so now let's dial this and go through, and you guys are gonna see it's already off. You actually don't need to have these on both, okay? Because I'm always gonna touch the portal on the other side. I just always set them up everywhere. Just, I don't know, it just makes more sense to have it everywhere to me. So let's this again. Remove portal on signal and output player touches portal. And that is it. Now there's one more thing I want to do, definitely need to change this block here. I'm not dealing with this hopping in here. So I think I'm just gonna, if it breaks, please, hello, do it, give it to me. But right now, I'm just gonna make this a block. I'm probably gonna change it to stairs or something, okay? And now we don't need, actually we do. There's one more thing I wanna do, and I gotta figure out how we do that again. That is only, I think I need to make something else, another device that I forgot to make. So let's make that real quick. You can change the frame and the portal when you dial something to look different. But you can also change, there we go, we need this nano brush. Boom, sticks and wool, looks all good. Can you make me one? I have everything, nice. We can also make them to blend into the environment a little better. Just waiting for the stuff to come here. And missing the string, which is coming out of the basement, out of our mob farm. So that takes a little longer. I got used to the weight already. It's really no big deal for me. And there's our nano brush. So now what we can do, I believe, just right click anywhere. Yes. So the facade, I believe that is what that is. I want here to look like quarried stone. Check it out. So it blends right in. And if I take the glasses off, of course, all you see is that dialing was. I think it's pretty nifty. And on the other one, we are gonna make it this bit. That's why I have this block on me. Right there. Bada bing, bada bang. How cool is this that it blends in like that, isn't it? I really dig it. And you can just see the dialing device. And of course now I can take my portal gun. I'm having huge problems with the potato gun, by the way, guys. And let me show you guys this real quick. What I mean, because maybe you guys can help me out down in the comments. Now, here, this bacon gun. We're going to set them, use them both real quick, okay? I'm going to press R to reset them. Now, both portals are gone on both ends, right? So I'm going to use this one right here. Right-click, I'm setting one portal here. And left-click on the other side. And I'm going to do the same with the potato gun, okay? Same places. Right-click right here. And they just have different colors. They should be working just as good. And let's go back here. I like that we come out the correct way. That was lucky, I think. So now with the bacon gun, left click here. And now check it out. I can jump through. No problem. It doesn't matter. I have not had any problems with this one. Let's go back. I'm sure that's helping the TPS a lot what I'm doing here. I'm sorry about that, guys. And now here I'm going to do the same thing. Set the other color. Oh, now it works. You gotta be kidding me. I've had so many problems hooking these up to each other. I don't know what happened that it works now. But, well, I guess you guys don't need to help me. But now I don't need these. I am gonna keep them both here. Alright, I'm resetting this one and I'm resetting this one. But I am keeping them here for now because if I'm out exploring with these... and I just need to come back to something real quick, drop stuff off or get something. I can take these back real fast, but you got to set the first ones first, of course. Otherwise, you can't get home. Anyways, guys, I hope you had fun and that these two are in here. I'm going to put all this over with my... these one here too. With my regular tools. These go with the regular tools. Okay. So, guys, oh, I also got to put this one away. Okay, tools are always in here, and then everything else. This is, I think this is gonna stay the way it is. This is all transport and storage and power, kind of. And I only have 2 cards in here right now because it makes it quicker to switch through. Because if I need building blocks somewhere, I can just order them here, right? And then get them out of my ender pouch. So that is super convenient. And let's do this one more time because I forgot to put the 2 lights back. Because I wanted them to be... what is this here? This 1, 2. Oh, it would be right on top of this. Hey, what actually happens if I put these lights in here? Can we still dial? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are they still there? Aha! Oh, what happened? Where did they go now? I'm guessing it destroyed them. Oh well, it's okay. It happens. Anyways, guys, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I'm hoping to start a new project next episode. Something outside a different building. That is why I want to get the machines moved over here between episodes, because it's just, you know, running power conduits and setting up the machines and stuff. And we have done that in the first space all there with the automation, with the pipes all going to one output chest. I'm not gonna set up anything different because in here we're always gonna build everything manual. Once we get to the ore processing and stuff, that is gonna be different. It's not gonna be here. That's gonna, like I said, the manual workshop. Anyways, that is enough for today, and I hope you liked it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.